before I even say something. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the Old School Brewing Company. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Yes. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We have an amazing lineup tonight. I'm really excited about it. I'm your host, Jason Halpin, by the way. Hello. How are you doing? Yes. We have Phillip White coming up. Hilarious guy. Matt Dorman, you see him here every week. Guys, amazing. We got Geoff Grant right here. Hilarious. John Gilligan up there as well. And the headliner is Caliz, who's my favorite comic in Las Vegas. One of the funniest guys you'll ever see. He's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, just get excited. This is awesome. Guys, I found something weird about myself today. I just found out that my pronunciation of the word Caribbean is completely dependent on whether or not pirates are involved. Because like I'm watching Pirates of the Caribbean and I'm like, oh man, I want to go to the Caribbean. Wait, I don't own a boat. Like pirates should have no effect on my life other than like the letter R sometimes. Like that's the only time I should be. I'm not transporting spices. It's weird to me. I was shot for sunscreen a couple days ago because, well, this basically. And I was looking for my usual SPF 30, you know. But next to that, they had SPF 50, and I was like, okay, I see what you're doing, yeah. Next to that, they had SPF 100. Now, I didn't know that existed, so like I got excited about it. And so I bought it and took it home. But when I opened it up, it was just a shirt. Works though. I was driving around a PT Cruiser the other day. It had a license plate that said Sorrow, and my first thought was, yeah, that's about right.
On the microphone.
I'm not used to this. I'm gonna have to. This is good, especially for the dirty comics later. I'm keeping it clean though. Don't worry about it. This is not for me. Don't judge me, guys. I don't know where I was in my joke, but that's all right. We're just gonna move on to the next one. Probably wasn't that good. Oh, I saw someone wearing a shirt that said they said I could be anything, so I chose to be awesome. But he was wearing jean shorts. Counterpoint. No, you didn't, bro. You should wear your, like, I'm living a lie shirt. It's not often someone's shirt contradicts their shorts. Like, that's a weird... Felt special being able to, like, witness that. This happened to me a couple weeks ago. It still has me thinking about it. I was in the grocery store, and a guy was walking around carrying a corn dog. And it wasn't of the frozen packaged variety, like they sell at the grocery store, but a cooked corn dog. And I was like, okay, maybe he was like really hungry and just like couldn't wait, but it was still intact. Like no bites yet. So that means he made this corn dog at home, drove to the grocery store like this. You can't put it in a cup holder, that's weird. It's like, this is my walking around dog. Like, they say don't shop hungry. Yeah, that's problem solution. But then I realized like what had to happen. He was at home. It's like, oh, you know, it sounds amazing, corn dog. So he makes it, opens the fridge, no mustard. So, I'll be goddamned if I'm eating a dry corn dog. We're going on an adventure. That's what I like to believe. He's probably just a really fucking weird guy who carries corn dogs around. To be honest. This happened to me today, and I was driving on the 15, and there's a big billboard that says it's anti-whaling, like stop whaling. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that, but like, besides a very select group of Japanese sailors, who's on the other side of that issue? Like, who's the group of people who are like, whaling? Yeah, like, I just need some presidents to talk about that. That's where there's a lot of divisive issues. I feel like the abortions and stuff like that, but is someone here pro-whaling? Any of you guys? Just fuck the whales? Because that's your only argument. If you're pro-whaling, you're just like, no, fuck whales, man. I don't care. These guys are weird. I found that really, really strange. I see some people who are like texting while driving too, and that always bothers me. You know, because like the commercial says like no text is worth dying for, and I think that's true. So I never text while I drive, but I will write down joke ideas while I drive. Because like I'm willing to die in order to remember Qdoba Gooding Jr. Like that needs to be shared with the world. Like that's important. Like I'm willing to risk my life for that. I feel confident about that. Because I just got engaged. This is where you clap. I know I didn't say anything funny, but like you're supposed to clap for that. It's kind of the thing. That's true. Which is amazing. Which is awesome. She's like the best. You know, it's great. It's especially great because I was terrible at being single. Like, have you guys ever been turned down by someone that you thought you were settling for? Because that's a sobering reality, right? To be like, she's not really my type. We don't have a lot in common, but you're like, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then you see her like doing the same mental math in her head and just going, no, I'm good. It feels like getting turned down by your safety school, you know? Like getting rejected by the University of Phoenix. That's how I felt about it. Also, like being single, like brought up weird situations. I remember, like one time I was out with this girl, and we went back to her place, and everything went well in the bedroom area. But the next morning, she was like, "Hey, you want a bowl of cereal?" I was like, "Oh, this went from good to great." Yeah, absolutely. And she started to pour it, but she poured in the milk first. Sounds like the weirdest thing in the world to anyone else? It's like putting a condom inside the girl and then having sex with her. Like it's illogical and it's gonna make a mess. Like that's how I felt about it. Well, they say finish weak, so I feel like I did that. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm the worst comic you're gonna see tonight, and it's gonna get better from here. So just get excited about that. Whoa! Don't cut out the mic on me, Bruce. I know your tricks. But honestly, guys, I'm so excited about the show because it's just a group of hilarious comics, and you guys are going to enjoy the hell out of it. So I'm going to bring up your first comic, who... sounds like every sci-fi movie where the aliens are trying to contact us, like that's the sound we hear. They find out they're trying to declare war on us. I'm going to keep it here, I guess.
Broke.
I seriously feel like I'm going to get killed. Like, that's how that feels. Okay, I'm not going to make Phil hold this chair any longer because he's waiting to come up here. But guys, please put your hands together for a very funny guy, Phillip White!
Hi, everyone. Glad I heard Jason curse. I thought it was a clean room for a second. Then changed all my dick jokes to pin 15 jokes. That was some elementary school humor. Anyways, who else hates waist trainers? I hate those things. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, why is it called a waist trainer? What the hell are you training anyways? All a waist trainer is doing is training your sides to be as bruised as your ego. That's what those are for. That's cool. Apparently have a lot of fans of those. My bad, guys. I came here to say disparaging things about people that are different from me. So the comic is... Excuse me. Anyways, you guys know that there's this woman on the internet. She's making thousands of dollars a week taking glamour shots of penises. She's just like dressing them up in Polly Pocket clothes, and they're sending them to the significant other of the other person, and she's making thousands of dollars a week. And I saw that and I was like, wow, that's a great job. And then some girl I was talking to, she asked me for a dick pic, and I was like, yes, I get to use what I've learned. So I teased my pubes and I walked through some cobwebs bare ass, and I sent her a photo titled Frederick Douglass. Still waiting on the response. Difficult. I fed some Cialis to my pet snake just to see what would happen. Nothing. Nothing happened. Anyways, I was walking down the street, or not down the street, I was walking on the beach, because I was in California when this joke was written. I was walking down the beach and I came across a jellyfish, so I peed on it. And now it can never hurt anyone. Glad you guys are hip to your jellyfish sting remedies out here. Usually only works in beach cities. I'm poor, as you can see the way I'm dressed. I'm like just a hodgepodge of clearance rat clothes just thrown together in haste. I feel like when you say that though, it's important that you put it into context. Like, I'm so poor that the doors to my car are currently open because the windows are the most valuable thing that I own. Okay, thanks. It's like, please feel free to take all of my useless stuff, but just don't break my shit. That's just how I feel in life. That's how I go through life. It's like, please just don't break my shit. Anyways, I never really worried. You know, you guys seen those Charmin commercials with like the bear? It's a crumb stuck on his ass. Like, I didn't know that was an issue with buying cheap toilet paper. I looked it up on the internet. This is a phrase. It's called barnacles. When you get toilet paper stuck on your ass, you wipe too hard or you use shitty toilet paper. It's called barnacles. So you learned something today at Old School Brewing Company. Take that home. Use it in a sentence. Now I have this thing that whenever I go to a girl's house, a new girl, I always check the restroom first. And just because I feel like if she uses 1 or 2 ply, I'm not going to be able to make her come. I just want to get out fast. Science. Also, I'm afraid of barnacles. There we go. So you guys have heard this phrase, like it's easy to, like when you get out of a relationship it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Like, it's hard, it's like a little painful, but like real quick, right? Recently discovered that like getting out of a relationship with me is like taking off a Post-it note. Little effort required, little commitment in that message. I'm seeing a lot of shaking heads like you're sad at me. Don't give me those faces. You guys never had to return a box of Costco? You don't know my struggle. It was a poor fiscal decision. I now purchase my condoms in packs of 3, bi-monthly. When I say bi-monthly, I mean once every other month, not twice a month. Like I said, English is difficult. You just learned an alternate definition for barnacle. Gotta explain that to you guys. I had this it's not a thing. Like, whenever I watch porn, I don't like watching porn where the guy has a little dick, because I feel like the girl can't possibly be enjoying it, and I get enough of that at home. So, like, what's the point? I watch it to escape, right? Right? It's a common side effect of Tinder. Burning sensation. That is a common side effect. That was a fire joke and a STD joke, in case you guys are wondering. Thrown into one, because we're clever around here. It's cool. So, one thing I learned on Tinder, there's this epidemic going around. It's called resting bitch face. Girls are really ashamed of their resting bitch face, and I think that's not the worst thing that you can have. I once knew a woman with resting O face, and it was horrifying. It was just constantly. I mean, she was 74 and she had a stroke, but that's what I'm into these days. Older women, like, not like a little bit older, I'm talking like significantly older. Like, you don't see them, see you later, you tell them goodbye because you never know. Like that older. Love older women. Turns out I really like when dirty talk turns into condescending instruction. That's one of my favorite things to happen in bed. Love that. I also really like using toys. Older women are into the toys. You guys like, who likes using sex toys? That's cool. I understand we're in like a family restaurant. You want us to cheer for that. This is a bar. You guys would be hollering, yeah, sex toys. I get it. I do have a question though. Like, why is it okay for a girl to bring out her vibrator in bed, but as soon as I bring out my pocket pussy, it's weird? Like, I'll share. It comes with instructions. I'm not shy. Who knows? I now have this, I'm really sad right now. I don't know, I just want to, it's like, I'm at an impasse in my life. All of the stuff that I grew up watching and listening to is now considered a classic. Like I was watching like Dexter's Laboratory, and it was on Boomerang, which is the classic cartoon channel. I was like, no, what's going on? Where did my life go? I'm at a midlife. I'm having a midlife crisis, guys. Like, I understand I'm only 26 years old, but I'm a black male. This is about midlife for me, so you have to give me that feel. That's good. That joke brought to you by the Ferguson Police Department and statistics. My name is Phillip White. Thank you, guys.
Keep going for Phillip White. Great set. His last joke made me think of, has anyone ever told you a story that wasn't racist at all, but then the way they told it made it racist for no reason? Like, I worked with this guy. I'm gonna go on here, yeah. Well, I worked with this guy, he's always telling stories. It's an older guy, and it was like a basic story. He was like, I was in the store the other day, and I was walking down the aisle, and then these two black guys came up. And I was like, hold on, why are you whispering black guys? Like we're allowed to say black. Wait, are we throwing them a surprise party? Like, if that's the case, like, let's do this. Like, cake and ice cream, I got this. But, I mean, if not, I mean, thank you for letting me know you're racist. I appreciate that. Yeah, guy's super racist. He's married to an Asian woman who he calls Oriental. Like, if you're married to her, I always try to figure out how racist he is, and I'm not sure. I truly don't know. Guys, your next comedian, he's one of my favorites. He's so funny, he's so original, and he co-runs the show. He mainly puts most of it together. So please, put your hands together for Matthew Dorman.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Val. Everybody make loud noise for Val. She's one of the biggest supporters in the scene, and if it wasn't for her, we would probably find somebody else to cheer for, but we still appreciate you, Val. Love you to death, baby. So Star Wars Day, I guess that's something noteworthy, I suppose. I don't know. I apologize, I'm a little high. I got one of those vape pens, which just, kind of reinforcing the whole Star Wars thing, like, I now have Star Wars technology for a head change. Every time I take a drag outfit, I'm immediately transported to the cantina in A New Hope, where my elbows with Ben Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, depending on whether or not Greedo shot first. Want to go ahead and say briefly, please make sure, I'm sure you're already there, but make sure you tip your wait staff, your bartenders, your servers, everybody. It's the lifeblood of the city. They need your money so they can give it to other bartenders and servers. It's this vicious fucking cycle. We're all trading hands in the same fucking handful of cash, it seems, but it's cool, man. At least your car payment gets made. I get it. I saw a tip jar one time at a frozen yogurt place, a self-serve frozen yogurt place. It was in front of the cash register, and it was a little cup, and it said, Karma. Isn't that cute? Karma. It's fucking adorable. I don't think you know how karma works. Pretty sure that my leaving you my change doesn't somehow right my fucking spiritual balance in any way, shape, or form. Besides, I'm pretty sure if I did in fact tip you, it's not going to make amends for the time I was in Iraq and I gave a Neosporin to a kid and told him it was food. I hate the fact that's a real thing. I hate myself for that, and it's okay if you hate me too. It just means you're human. It's all right. I was in the military. Spent some time in the military. No, please. I appreciate that, but hey, I'm not gonna get free college any other way, right? much for your... fuck that. Anyway. It's so fucking ignorant. But anyway, back to my time in service. You learn some valuable lessons when you're trading bullets with an indigenous people. Biggest thing you learn is you learn a lot about poop. First lesson I learned is when you burn shit, undigested corn still pops. It's a real thing. So, next time you're trying to watch a movie at the house on the cheap, food for thought, you can get them some popcorn DIY style, courtesy of Emil Redenbacher. I'm doing God's work, letting him his payroll. Speaking of God, make clapping noise if you believe in God. I'm not going to judge your hand, it's just out of curiosity. And it's cool if you believe in God, man, that's awesome, man. Fucking own that shit. Own it with every sense of your being. But don't own it the same way you own a smart car. Being all shitty and pretentious, throwing it in people's faces, acting as if having this in your life somehow makes the world a better fucking place. Own your belief in God the same way you own a sex toy, and keep that shit to your fucking self. No one wants to associate with folks who flaunt it in people's faces. That's sociopathic. You keep it stashed away, and you save it for moments of celebration, or mourning, or just when you're bored. And even then, like, the only time you break it out is under hushed tones, like, hey man, you ever thought about trying God? Look, he's short and wide, but he'll always fit inside your soul. I believe in God. I couldn't be atheist because I have no idea what I would say during blowjobs. Oh, the grand illusion is done by rich, white, powerful men, sick, controlled, weak, will, and some amount of people off the host and get whatever they want. I'm coming! Just they got the same ring to it, you know? Speaking of ejaculating, I think that watching pornography is probably the worst form of God complex that any human being can possibly muster. Because when you think about it, you're taking a device and you're using said device to summon tiny people to fuck for your mere entertainment. You're reaching across a plane of existence. You're retrieving these people. You can be as selective as you want. Go into your search bar, aka your harem. Bring forth all the Asian teens! Boom! Ducks in a row. Well, duck faces in a row. Because, you know. And then you create the reality. You decide what goes where and when and for how long. Like, I'm going to watch you reverse cowgirl for a little while. And then I'm going to skip ahead and watch you do doggy style. Then I'm going to go to the middle part there where I watch you do missionary. And then I'm going to go to the front. I want to see what happens in the beginning because I'm kind of a Chris Nolan guy and Memento was my shit. And I want to see how create, dictate your reality. And then I'm going to watch you do the money shot 10 consecutive times. Because there's no better way to waste 500 million tadpole than to watch you disperse yours on some stranger's face. Over and over and over and over. Isn't that kind of fucked up? Like when you every guy in here, you know full fucking well if you've watched pornography, there's been some point in time where you've watched a cum shot compilation video. And you know full fucking well that you're just coming to guys coming. And the only thing that makes it socially acceptable is where it lands. Don't fucking judge me. When you point a finger, you got 3 more pointed back at you. And they all have your DNA on them. So a little bit about me. I'm a dad. I have a little watered-down half version of me. Not clapping. I appreciate that. Oh no, I'm serious. I'm like, because all you're doing is just reinforcing the fact that about 2 years ago, I took some crazy bitch at her word that she could read a fucking calendar. It's cool, man. I love my kiddo, man. She's my favorite mistake. No, man, like fucking, she just recently said her first complete sentence. It was "go away." Already your mother's daughter, man. Little fucking bitch. Go away. Fuck you, kid. Go away. Watch me go away. Watch you do porn. Because that's how it happens. That's how it works, guys. Little sidebar to that. Whenever you watch father-daughter porn, all that is evidence that porn actresses work method. Anyway, here's the part where I reel you back. No, I appreciate you guys coming out. I just want to say that briefly. I love you all very much, and I appreciate your laughter. It's good. It's good that we have community. It's good that we all come together. This is the tribe, man. The last thing that we have left is humans. That and booze. They can't take that from us. Well, they can try. It started one American Revolution. Who's to say it won't start another one, right? Anyway, make clapping noises if you have a smartphone. Make clapping noises if you want world peace. We can't have both. Technological advancement is dependent upon human beings killing each other. Okay? There are more ways to kill a man than there are to make him come. And that should terrify the fuck out of you. I think at some point in time during the evolution of civilization there were two tribes who maybe they shared the same water source or the same food source, whatever the fuck. One tribe lived in a very wooded area, one tribe lived in a very rocky area. And back and forth, they traded, just fighting over the space. Until one point in time, by some random happenstance, some guy picked up a rock and bludgeoned a guy to death. And now this rock tribe maintains control of this resource. Until the wood tribe realized they could break the branches off of the trees and use them as clubs and beat the shit out of these cunts. And then the rock tribe was like, we can just throw the rocks. And then the stick tribe was like, we can shave down the edges of these sticks, make fucking spears. And then the rock tribe was like, if there was only some way to make the rocks go faster. And they developed and built fire. And then developed cannonballs. And then fast forward in time about fucking 70,000 years. Ain't shit changed. Just androids and iPhones. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but technology will enslave you. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with one final note, just to kind of reinforce the science that has dropped on you like a clumsy chemistry teacher. I'm an outside the box thinker. Case in point, depending upon how you spell it, kid dick is a palindrome. Here's the box. Here's where I think. All right, you guys are good and awkward. Awesome. I'm Matt Dorman. You guys have been a fucking fantastic audience. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to go ahead and keep this show rolling. Bring up your next comedian. He's one of my favorite human beings on the face of the earth. He's just a terrible person. Please, you guys, I'm so glad that he's here. I'm so glad he can fucking make you guys laugh. Please make clapping noises for my good friend, Geoff Grant.
How you guys doing tonight? So, I found out recently I'm going to be a father. I'm having a daughter, and Matt, stay the fuck away from my kid. The hell is wrong with you? I'm actually happy I'm having a daughter because me and my wife, we had to talk about how I would react if we had a son and he turned out to be gay. I would not have a problem with it. That's my son. I'm going to love him regardless. I just don't want him to bring home a white man. I know it's very strange that I'll be so tolerant and racist at the same time. But I'm used to the white man fucking the black man metaphorically. I don't want one to literally fuck my son. Like, if anything, I hope to God that he would be a top, because at least he would stick it to the white man some kind of way. You are all terrible people for laughing at that. But I'm just terrified having a daughter, because that's 2 women in my life I'm going to have to stick up for now. And you can clearly look at me and see that I'm not that tough. I'm bearing my soul and you're laughing at my insecurities. You're a great fucking person. I would make fun of that hat, but you can probably kick my ass because I see the shirt's painted on. And I don't even know how I got my wife to marry me, because I was a terrible, terrible boyfriend. Like, I didn't buy her anything for Valentine's Day because I felt it took too much away from Black History Month. Like, there's no... and I'm going to go into a whole string of jokes about my wife, which I feel comfortable telling because she's not here tonight, so... But she really, truly is an amazing woman, because for one, she put up with my bullshit, and I realize how special she is because I married a 30-year-old Mexican with no kids. You don't understand how amazing that is. Like, I married a fucking unicorn. Like, there is... Like, she should have been a grandmother at the time that I met her. Like, I'm just gonna let that go on for a while. Like, I got 15 minutes up here, and you know, like 5 of them, so go ahead, do you, man. But like I said, I'm just terrified because I'm wearing a fucking duck hunt shirt. Like, I'm not going to protect anybody. Like, my name is Jeffrey and I wear glasses. There's nothing intimidating about that. If we're out in public and somebody grabs my wife's ass, I have to tell her, you need to learn how to take a compliment. There's no reason I should get my ass kicked because he's got good taste. Thank you, sir. Now you see what I see, yes? Just annoys me though, because she has all these damn pet names for me. Like, she's always calling me shit like Baby Cakes and Sugarfoot, which really gets on my nerves because I'm diabetic. You don't fucking understand, like, Sugarfoot, it's the one thing I can't have, and the one thing I'm probably gonna lose if I have it. Like, there's no... And she's really stuck around a lot for me because about 2-3 weeks before we got married, I also got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Yeah. And wow, yeah, who the fuck said you hate that shit? I don't know who it was, but yeah. I'm sharing these personal things, you guys think it's just hilarious. You fucking dick. Now I'm gonna bring the room down some. I hope you're happy. Good. But no, I told her it's a lot to deal with, and if you want to leave, you can, but she stuck around, and I'm grateful for that. Mostly because she's got insurance. So that really meant a lot, because before any of this stuff happened, I didn't believe in marriage, but I now no longer believe in divorce. So no matter what happens, we're gonna stick this out. It's just really annoying because people really have a misconception about multiple sclerosis because they really don't know what it is. I exactly don't either, but I use it to get out of a lot of shit. Everybody thinks I'm weak and I'm helpless. That's not true at all. But if it means I don't have to help you move, I'll take it. These people keep saying the dumbest shit in the world to me. Like, I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize you had back problems. That's scoliosis. I don't have that problem. Fuck, how are you gonna have children? I'm so sorry. That's endometriosis. I don't even have a uterus. I don't know how that's possible. Oh. Fuck, are you gonna end up like Michael J. Fox? That's Parkinson's. That doesn't even end in gnosis. I don't know what. Another side effect of that is I lose my train of thought and I forget what I was going to say, and that kind of just happened right now. And where the fuck was I? Fucking tap dancing. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do right now because I literally forgot my train of thought, which happens a lot. Thanks, Dick. That was. Halloween? Alright, well, I'm telling this joke just for Val because she knows it, and if you guys don't laugh, she at least will, so my self-esteem will be here. Like, I mentioned that I'm diabetic, and my parents would take me out for Halloween because they didn't want me to feel left out from the other kids. But I always get the when I knocked on people's doors. Pennies, cans of soup, insulin. Like for my birthday, I get a new box of syringes. I never got to enjoy my own birthday cake is what I'm trying to share with you people. Everybody else at the party had cake. I'm blowing candles out of rice cakes. You don't understand how tough this is. Like, I can never be anybody's sugar daddy. Like, there's never... My parents never told me to have sweet dreams as a kid. Like, I didn't get bullied the same way as other kids. My house and my car never got egged. My shit got cupcakes. You don't understand the pain in my life. There, Val. So, I know a lot of people are making a big deal about Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bill. I'm really not for that either. I'll explain why, because every wrong thing you do in the world involves $20 bills. I'm buying weed with $20 bills. People are snorting cocaine out of $20 bills. Like, I waste $20 bills at strip clubs, mostly giving it to white women, and I can't have that face judging me as I slide her a 20. Like, she fought against racial oppression and probably wasn't too fond of interracial relationships, and I can't have that face judging me as I'm giving it to a white woman named Cinnamon. Should I start with Cinnamon or should I went with like Mercedes or like what's some other stereotypical stripper names? Candy? Yeah, what? And it's weird impact my daughter, and she ends up one of these women on the pole. But I think it'll be all right. Like, it's weird because my wife is Mexican, and she was worried about having me meet her family, which really didn't make sense to me because she's bisexual. And they met her ex-girlfriend. They were okay with her being in a lesbian relationship, but niggas is where they drew the line. I didn't. Yeah. I think that made that awkward enough, so I'm gonna bring up the next comic. This next gentleman is a good friend of mine. When he's not making random angry posts on Facebook, he's moonlighting as a Brett Favre impersonator. Give it up for John Gilligan.
Thank you very much. Geoff, thank you for getting everybody lukewarmed up for me. Very nice of you. Give it up for our DJ Bruce, our wait staff. Dude, in the back. You're right, she does look like, what's her name? Sarah Silverman. From here up, it's an identical look. It's the eyes, everything. You know. All right, so anyway, we were just discussing the hot waitress. My name is John Gilligan. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. I'm celebrating, so if you guys are with me, I'd like to do a little toast. This is to your health, guys. Cheers. Cheers. Liquor will kill you. I'm celebrating the fact that I'm alive today. 4.5 years ago this week, I had a massive heart attack called the Widowmaker. You have 3 arteries on your heart. 2 of mine shut down over 90%. I started to die in my living room. My wife got me in the car. Your body starts to shut down, has to make decisions. My arms and legs went first. They all started to spasm. Do we save them? They protect the internal organs. And then your body says, do we save his brain and all his great stories? Or do we save that big comfortable cock of his? And so luckily my cock is fine. But I have to have a list of all my jokes on it. Because of the brain damage. The good thing is, it's like, you like that one? Luckily, they saved it because it was like a Tempur-Pedic mattress of penises. Like, at first you're like, it's too firm. Then you realize, I could jump on that for an hour if I had a glass of wine. You've seen the commercials. You could drop a bowling ball and not interrupt my partner's night of sleep. I'm lucky to be standing here is what I'm saying. In 2003, I had paralyzed myself from the waist down. I gotta tell you guys, I can't remember lies, so everything I tell you is based on the truth. I paralyzed myself from the waist down stealing boulders to landscape my front yard in 2003. You should Google it now. It's called karma. A picture of me with a boulder. 2 of my vertebrae dropped on it, so a disc shot out into my intestines and shut me down. I had to have 2 surgeries, one to put the hardware in, one to take it out. The second one I refer to as the good one. They, in between the operating table and the gurney, they dropped me on the floor. That was the good operation. The bad one, they set me on fire and punched me in the balls, but that's not on the list. I'm going to get to this. I'll get back to that. The point, I've had 8 knee surgeries and a shoulder surgery. The point I'm trying to make is before I had the heart attack, I was already retarded. Now, 2 things. Number 1, if I say retard and you picture a 3-year-old girl with Down syndrome, you're prejudiced, not me. Because number 2, the word retard means to slow, stop, or impede the progress of something. And after 2 back surgeries and 8 knee surgeries, the chance of me being a world champion skateboarder are retarded. I like that. If you had a house in the woods and the woods are on fire, and I called you and said, I have a foam, I'll spray it on the house and it'll retard the flames. You call your family like, good, ride this one out. John's coming up with a truckload of retards and some beer. We're going to be fine. Don't get mad at me either, because I have brain damage and I'm handicapped. I have a handicapped license plate. My car is parked right out front of the handicap spot. Mostly it's because I like to drink and drive, and I'm pretty sure it's a hate crime to pull me over for weeding. Just saying, man. By the way, the heart attack, I posted about it. I was at Summerlin Hospital, had a massive heart attack. 6 people click like, and I don't think that's fucking polite. Then I found out a couple of months ago that if you smell cookies cooking and you're not cooking cookies, you might be having a stroke. Now, I left my phone up in my bedroom and went to get it, and I'm chubby now, so by the time I came downstairs, I was a little out of breath and realized I left my medical marijuana upstairs, and I went to get that, and I was huffing and puffing on the way down the stairs. I was like, holy shit, I'm in bad shape. Am I dizzy? I think I'm dizzy. You're pretty dizzy. You should sit down. Are you out of breath? You should catch your breath. And I smell cookies. Holy shit, I'm dying. It was a fucking Glade plug-in that my wife thinks is funny. So put up, yeah, you guys like her. That's great. People like to make faces at me too when I try and explain this stuff. Like, I'll get to the faces in it, but I told my wife, like, the 8 knee surgeries, I can't crouch, 2 back surgeries, I can't bend, I can't help with dishes, laundry, floor sweeping, cleaning, shit like that I should be able to help with, right? Thank you. I found out the other day in the Bellagio, though, if somebody drops a $500 chip, I'll pick it up with my fucking face like a pigeon. And that other stuff, the cooking and cleaning, that's all women's work. Fuck that. Don't get mad at me, it's a hate crime. Now, as you can imagine, my wife goes around perpetually angry at me, for some reason. Here's what happened. I was on the TV show Modern Family. They did a Vegas episode. I got to play craps with Julie Bowen and Sofia Vergara. Then I was in a movie that came out on Amazon last week. Somebody called me and said, we have a role for Playboy TV. It's kind of classy. 2 hot women are going to be in these little outfits. They're going to make out while you pretend to file papers and be confused. I'm confused now. You're going to pay me to watch 2 hot chicks? Man, like, I used to download that 1 line at a time in the old days before it's the high-speed internet. Like, that's not another titty, is now it's a head. Shit. It was terrible. So I told my wife, this is a lifelong dream of mine, to watch 2 women make out in front of me. Never mind get paid for it. I don't think it's smart for me to leave the house with a loaded weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's like every woman in here just made the same face. That's one of the ones I was talking about earlier. But every guy in here was like, yeah, absolutely. You don't leave the house with that. It'd be very unprofessional walking around the set with an erection. Now here's why she was really mad. Friday, I left work early. Before I told her all this, I left work early because I said I use medical marijuana. I get it from another comic. He was in the area. We were smoking in my house, and she came home from work early. I heard the garage door open, so I set a chair on fire. Because after 23 years, it's easier to explain a burning chair than daytime drug use with your loser comedian friends for the 2nd time this week. Thank you. Now, she does the eye roll, which is the, that's like the least severe of the I fucking hate yous. She has a minimum of 3 I fucking hate yous. The second one is the smirk, like, in front of my boss. And the third one is the slow double blink. Married women laugh. They know what that means. That means motherfucker. Yeah. It's a true story. Then, my wife is actually a grant writer for the state, so she has 2 master's degrees. She's very intelligent, and somewhere along the line, they taught her that this means, oh really, dickface. You were at the club last night, and you only had 2 beers. She said the following to me: things happen to me that don't happen to normal people. Like, I've been hit by a car in a crosswalk on a military base. Supposed to be the safest place in the world. How many people in the room have a scar on your head? Make some noise. Okay, a good number of people. It's not that unusual. Did you get yours when you were attacked by a peregrine falcon in somebody's house? Just me then. All right. I have a friend named Mark. His father only has 1 eye, Richard. He was an artist, kind of a poor artist. He didn't have a lot of depth perception, but he did a lot of postage stamps for African countries, and they paid him in gold and ivory that they smuggled out in diplomatic pouches. So back in the 80s, we called him One-Eyed Dick the Bone Smuggler, because that was 2 homosexual jabs at once. I'm old, man. My friend Mark was the tallest one in the house at 5'9". They owned the lot next to their house in New York City, and they raised pigs and ducks, things they could eat, chickens for the eggs. We went in the house, and Mark said duck, so I looked for one. Like, I don't want to step on a duck. You people are fucking nuts in the first place. And a falcon tore a chunk out of the side of my head. And Mark looks at me and he says, oh, anything over 5'9" is in his airspace. I forgot to tell you, my dad got a Falcon. I said duck, and I said, motherfucker, if you'd have said Falcon, I would have. Anybody else here shop at Whole Foods? If you guys don't know what Whole Foods is, it's a grocery store for rich white people like me out there in Summerlin. I was in one the other day and I saw this black guy in there. I was like, why do we even have these? It's just comedy, relax. Oh, I got a lot of shit to talk about. I have 3 children with my wife, and I usually don't talk about them, but fuck them. These guys are over here praising their babies and their future babies. My kids are fucking horrible. One of them is stealing my marijuana, and I can't even complain because my wife still thinks it's a drug. My daughter was born on a full moon on Halloween. She's like a witch or a gypsy. I don't follow fucking astrology. She told my mother was putting oil of Olay on her face. Have you heard of oil of Olay? And she says to my mother, what is that? My mother says it prevents wrinkles, and she says, you should do your neck. Yeah, kids are dicks. My youngest one, when he was 3, could speak very well, and he said, Dad, can I say a curse? I was like, that's so cute, you can say a curse. And he said, thank you, shitface. Since the heart attack, I've lost 60 pounds. Yes, thank you. Apparently faggoty food is good for you. And I throw around the word faggot. I'm actually a very big supporter of the LGBT community. My brother is a homosexual who's HIV positive. Unless this is a very Catholic room, and then all those dirty cocksuckers are going to hell, am I right? I had the luxury of going to Europe twice in the past year and a half to perform over there, and those people are insane. I have a manager named Alexander. When I landed in Germany, my neck muscles were all bound up from getting hit by a car and a few other things. He had to take me to a sports doctor, and she asked a bunch of questions in German. He translates. She says, it's a miracle he's not more retarded. Because it's a scientific term. So she says, the problem is this, you're in the military, you turn your head to look at your issues, you don't look with your eyes. I need you to do that because those muscles run through your neck muscles and they're starting to lock up. It's called muscle bound, which is a funny word for a chubby guy, opposed to you. You're muscle bound where I come from. So she says, I need you to pick a spot 180 degrees behind you and look as far to the left until you can see 180 degrees in each direction. It's a simple exercise. You can do it anywhere. I said, I drive for Uber. That looks creepy as shit. You can't do that anywhere. You know what you can do anywhere is a Kegel. Kegel. Well, it's just going to look like I heard you. You guys are a lot of fun, man. He takes me out drinking, man, to help me loosen up, and we're drinking craft beer like they make in this place. Christina, make sure you take care of them. This place is great. We get drunk as hell, and he's got a thick accent now. You guys have heard of Jägermeister and Goldschlager and all these other shitty syrupy drinks from Europe? Every town has their own specialty. So we're drunk as shit, and the guy says to me, you seem like the kind of guy who would enjoy trying to kill a bitch. Can we go to a whorehouse and get a Russian? Because I fucking hate them. I'll choke a hooker while I fuck her, you can take her. And he said, kill the bitches of the core made with berries and 90 spices. You're a Nazi. He says, I'm sorry, I don't want to exacerbate things with my accent. And I was like, I'm going to drop it right there. That's a big word. Americans don't use that. Nobody in America says exacerbate. And I was trying to tell this joke in Texas, and this guy stood up and was like, why don't you come back here and exacerbate this, faggot? You do know it means to make it worse. I'll rub sand on it. I don't know how much worse we can make that. Holy Moses. There's some shit in here about my grandmother. She hated me. My grandmother told everybody that I was a hitman for the Irish Mafia because I'm a retired union worker. I was in the Cement and Concrete Workers Union in New York. I built skyscrapers. I came out here and built casinos. She told everybody. Let me just say this in my defense. A gun is just a tool, like a wrench or a hammer. Any of those three will get you your money back on a job site. And an indictment is not a conviction. I'm just throwing that there. She got Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and used to say the craziest shit, but then she would say, long story short. And then that's when you expect the story to continue on for a while, and she wouldn't. Anna was good at that. She said, John Patrick, I went to the doctor today, long story short, they let Negroes on the bus. What? Don't go to Manhattan, the Puerto Ricans will steal the fillings right out of your teeth. Don't get mad at me, she said it. Here, I get in trouble for the stuff that I say. I don't get credit for the shit I don't say. Like me and my wife went to Florida and I parked in the handicap spot because I had that thing. I'm walking across the parking lot. You ever feel somebody motherfucking you from behind? You know what I mean? I turn around, somebody with a neck brace rolls their window down and says, you don't deserve that spot. I said, motherfucker, I've had 8 knee surgeries, 2 back surgeries, and a widowmaker. I earned that spot. How about I come over and slap you so hard you need that neck brace for the rest of your life? My wife goes, she's like 85. So I say some crazy shit. But here's stuff that I don't get credit for, like, went to a place 2 years ago in Long Island called Parrots of the World. Some friends of mine, we all got high. It's a fact that there's a monkey, it's a known fact to us out there. Monkey who lives in a cage will eat the roaches from your marijuana if you present them to him. But we let our fat drunken friend Ed be in charge of the roach. And he's teasing the monkey. You want this? You want this? The third time he did that, an ostrich knocked him unconscious. But the monkey snatched that fucking weed out of his hand. Hey. See, now if I hadn't warned you guys about that, you wouldn't know that ostriches get homicidal if you don't give drugs to monkeys. Like that one? That's cute. I gotta get out of here. You guys are awesome. I just gotta say this. I've been traveling around more. I hope to get famous someday, and I'm not opposed to free oral sex. I'm looking at all of you. I'm not picky. I'm just not leaving any DNA. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to hold your mouth shut and work your throat like a puppy who has a pill and a piece of cheese. I can't afford a divorce. Anyway, I'm glad you guys were here to laugh at my pain, and I'd like to turn it over to a good friend of mine, Mr. Joe Caliz.
One more time for John Gilligan. Let him hear it, everybody. That was an absolutely fantastic way to pander to the old folks. I'm fucking with you. You guys are great. Let's go. That's how I like to start my set, by alienating a quarter of the audience and trying to rebuild from there. What's up, everybody? I'm new to Las Vegas. I've been here for 3 years, so newish. And when I came out here, I thought I was going to get laid every night. You know, so they make it look like that in the commercials, right? But it's going to be like you're going to fuck every night that you're out here, right? But what they don't tell you is that Las Vegas is the Mojave Desert. So even if you do get a woman back up to your room, she's been walking around all day in 120-degree weather. Like, what's that going to smell like when you open it up? You know, it's going to be a fucking tuna melt, right? No? Huh? Everybody you got weatherproof pussies in here with the fuck, huh? Act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I was with a woman one time, her vagina was so gross, it looked like a grilled cheese sandwich with little pieces of toilet paper, and it was fucking disgusting, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I still ate it, I didn't feel good about myself afterward. Perhaps I need a diet. What up there? Glad I can be here. I am a half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. Right? What is the correct response to that, by the way? Yeah. I am half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. That's what the smell is, by the way. I was driving down the highway. I saw a billboard. It said, "Save it for the gym, not the road." Save it for the gym, not the road. It was an anti-road rage billboard. Save it for the gym, not the road. So now I just picture somewhere there's a gym with a bunch of angry people on an elliptical just going, "Fucking gook!" Whatever you say in traffic, it's different version. Good. Real good. Just do that joke. I don't know if you guys are Asian in that corner over there. can't tell. I really can't tell. I see different shades of like, okay, there's like light, medium, dark. I don't know. Medium is a lot. It could be Mexican, you could be Middle Eastern. I don't fucking know, right? I don't trust you, but I don't know why, right? Like you guys are fun. Thank you guys for. Who are you guys gonna vote for?
Bernie.
Bernie? Okay. Sure. Why not? Yeah. Any Hillary supporters in here?
No.
Oh, good. That's refreshing. Yeah. Any Trump supporters? Cowboy hat? Huh? No? No? Okay. You didn't answer. All right. I don't like Hillary. I don't know why you vote for. Why would you vote for somebody who looks like the Emperor from Star Wars? You know, that seems like a bad bet with Hillary there. And
Wears the same outfit every time.
okay, sure, yeah, that's a two. That's a thing. I live here now, and my favorite thing about Las Vegas, all the casinos have handicapped parking spots, which I think is funny, so Gilligan can park up. It's funny when you think about it, though, handicapped parking spots at a casino. Because let's face it, if you're handicapped, hasn't God made it abundantly clear that you're not lucky? I'm not being a dick, I'm just saying, you know, they're not giving out limbs at the roulette wheel. You might want to hold on to some of that luck for a new kidney or whatever. No? You guys no medical problem? I always tell people when they come to town, they always ask what they should do. I say do something local, something you can only do in Vegas. For example, get a blowjob from a tranny. Yeah. It's a very Vegas thing to do, you know? I want to be able to top their story when they get back home. Like, oh, you went to Chuck E. Cheese this weekend? I got a blowjob from Bruce Jenner. Yeah. There's nothing gay about a man giving another man a blowjob if he's wearing a wig, by the way. It's not gay, right? Not because it's time to put a wig on, right? If he's got a mustache, even better. Because then you can pretend it's a Mexican chick. No? Are you guys Mexican? Was that good? Laugh more at the goop joke than you did at that one. When I get to my terrorist bit, if you guys don't laugh, then we'll know. At least one. Should get a bet going. See. All right. Good. What are we doing? Jokes? Hey. What's going on, everybody? I'm currently at war with the Girl Scouts of America. I don't know if you guys know what these little twats are doing, but these little Nazis, they've started selling cookies outside of stores that already sell cookies. You know? No one's called them on their shit yet. We just give them money because apparently no one's been able to crack the recipe on Thin Mints yet, and it's fucked up, you know? Make them sell you the cookies. That way they're learning a business skill. I say, listen, little girl, why would I buy cookies from you when I can get twice as many? I just wanted to shut up, everyone. This was a thing I needed to happen at some point in my life to cross off my list. Did it come out of your nose? No? Fuck. All right. That's still fun, whatever. But I almost thought this was going to be the greatest night of my life. I have a list of things. Thing number one, I want to hear a cricket chirp in the middle of a show that's going poorly. It's happened before. And then meatheads, they left the back door open, and I bombed and a cricket chirped, and it was beautiful. Number two, I wanted someone to give me a rim shot on the drums. That's not something gay for those of you. Rim shot. It's a rim shot. Don't get it confused with a rim job. All right. Third thing I wanted to have happen was I wanted to make someone shoot a fluid from their nose. Thank you, sir. Got my hopes up and you let me down. I would have gone home and just killed myself because this would have been the end of I have nothing else. Some people have weird goals for their comedy. They want to be on television. I want to make a man shoot fluid from his nose, preferably milk, but, you know, not going to get that in a bar, so. Great. Great. don't have a lot of goals with comedy. There's not much to do with it. It's a weird thing to watch. Don't you sneeze in the middle of my show.
You wanted something come out of the nose.
I think technically that wouldn't have been acceptable. I startled her out of sneezing. Now, back in the day when you do comedy, you could have a dream to be on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, you know? Yeah, exactly. That was a great thing to want to do. He's a great man, great comedian. Even David Letterman, that was great, but they're all gone now, you know? So who do we have to... best case scenario, as a comedian, you get to sit next to Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, every comedian's dream. To sit next to a man who's going to make you play charades or some other wacky... Why don't you just go on the Ellen DeGeneres show and dance with her or something? You're going to humiliate yourself on national television. No? Okay, sorry. You guys like Jimmy Fallon? Okay. Because Carson was better. Huh. What are we... This is a weird way to take the show. Hey! It was going so well and then I just... Alright, what are we doing? Comedy? Huh? You guys, any of you guys gay in here? Are you guys fucking gay? They just legalized the fucking gay marriage. How do you guys feel about that? You support it? Yeah. Weird. You all look like a bunch of faggots, so I'm not sure everybody went on board, but interesting. Look, I support the same-sex marriage. Huh? That's the correct term, by the way, is same-sex marriage, not gay marriage, right? Because gay marriage makes it sound like you have to be gay to do it. It's like saying you have to be in love to get regular married. Wow. Yeah. We all know most marriages happen out of convenience anyway, so if I want to marry a man because he's rich, that shouldn't make me gay, that should make me greedy, right? Call it greedy marriage, right? Why not, huh? Women do it all the time, why can't I? You know, maybe I don't want to work the rest of my life, huh, ladies? Maybe I don't mind cooking for some dude as long as he pays for all my shit. That makes me gay? Fuck you, that makes me smart. Yeah. Right. I would do it too. People always say, would you suck a dick for $1 million? I'd do it for a lot less than $1 million. Right? You could have started that at 200 and worked your way down. My internet is disconnected. I got a feeling you folks aren't going to buy the CDs after the show. By the way, I'm selling CDs after the show tonight. Not a joke. Please buy one. So I can start sucking dick for a living. Does anyone want one? Don't tell me now, but before I leave, so I don't have to go out to my car for no reason. I'm serious. It's a good CD. It's got some stuff you've heard. It's got some stuff you haven't heard, like laughter and applause. And... What are we doing? Jokes? Hey! Talking about trannies, I think, was the last thing. You know, we have so many trannies in Vegas, they're actually thinking about making public restrooms specifically for the transgendered population, right? And the way you would tell which is, you know, like the men's restroom has a stick figure of a man on the door, right? And the women's restroom has that stick figure with the skirt. Well, the trannies restroom will have a picture of a disappointed father. Staring right back at you there, right? Yeah. Recognized by trannies worldwide. It's right to laugh at that joke, everybody. Right? Trannies love that joke. I promise I know more trannies than you know. Not even in a weird way, just in a legitimately have come across a lot of trannies. They do comedy, you know? Okay, well, sure, we'll go with that story. Interesting way to... Bruce Jenner, huh? He's a lady now, huh? A lady, because he's proper. I understand the transformation with Bruce Jenner. I think what must have happened with him is the Kardashians must have made a pact with the devil where they had to bring him the dick of an Olympian. In exchange, they get to be famous undeservedly for 20 years, yeah. 20 years, and the worst of them gets to marry Kanye West. That whore, that Kardashian whore. She just had another baby. And we allowed it. When are we as a people going to rise up and kill that family? I'm serious. Just somebody. Anybody. Not even, okay. She had a baby. I think the only reason Kim Kardashian should have had a baby shower is if they're going to use it to drown the kid. Because, yeah, you think she's going to be a good mommy? Huh? No, in 18 years, that kid's going to be another Miley Cyrus fucking running around ruining everything. You're going to wish you'd have killed that thing when you had the chance, all right? You get mad at me for being forward-thinking. Good. Well, you guys really like Kardashian, huh? Or is it babies? What is it? Was it babies in general, or is it her specifically? Answer me! I hate kids. Yeah. No surprise there. I hate children. I started doing this when I'm on the strip and I see kids, I give them the middle finger. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing will make you smile more than flipping off a 6-year-old in front of the fountains at the Bellagio, right? Yeah. And his parents get all mad, like, hey, how come you're flipping off my kid? You'd be like, hey, don't act like you're a good parent now. The one that brought your kid to Las Vegas, you fucking retard, yeah. As if me giving him the finger is going to do more damage than him watching SpongeBob get arrested on Fremont Street, you know, like... Pretty sure that's what you should be worried about. I live a block from Fremont Street. I live in downtown Vegas, which is a lot like living in South America. And if you've ever seen a James Bond movie and he's in a third world country, that's the neighborhood that I live in. They just opened a Church's Chicken to give you an idea. And, black guy knows, right? You don't open churches in a good neighborhood, right? It's not a bad restaurant, but you don't open it in a good neighborhood. So anyways, I live down the street from a Church's Chicken, a block from Fremont, and I learned a lot about myself living there. What I learned, for example, is that if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and a 6-year-old boy is in a onesie pajama, and he asks me to help him find his mama, I will think that it is a trap, and I will run away from that child, yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to go help him, and then a bunch of people are going to jump out of the bushes and rape me, you know? Or I'll think that he's a ghost. And I don't know, if he wasn't a ghost before, he is now, because I did not help him find his mama. I left him alone on the corner of Charleston, Mojave, and I'm pretty sure he's getting butt-fucked right now. So I'm sorry, little boy, if this ends up on the internet and somehow next to his video. Sorry. And shame on you for watching child porn, if that's what's going on. Hey! Hey! What's going on, everybody? It's been fun. You guys are a good group of people. I like it. Sometimes people get upset at jokes that I do. I remember one night I was doing a show and I did some jokes about the Jews, right? Which apparently you're not supposed to talk about the Jews, right? Because they book all the shows in Vegas. And, right? No joke. Right in the middle of the show, this big, fat Jew bastard stands up in the back of the room. Right? Huge fucking Jew bastard. By the way, I don't know how you can get that fat without eating bacon, but whatever, right? So, off the bat, I know the guy is not a good Jew, and I don't feel that bad for offending him, right? He must have eaten a BLT at some point in his life, right? I don't feel that bad. Like, people died in the Holocaust, so you could eat a sandwich. Great. Right? But he stands in the back of the room, real upset, and he says, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah. Real Jewy like that, right? Go. Like a Jewish ghost or something, right? It really throws me off, because the joke I did wasn't even that offensive. All I said was, I said, I'm reading a good book right now. It's called Hide and Seek for Dummies by Anne Frank. Chapter 1, titled Shh. Guys, readers, great. You're surprised how often that joke falls flat. Thank you, guys. This is a sweet gig. This was real fun coming out here. Done some bad ones, but I did a show at a cigar bar once, which it sounds like it'd be fancy, right? Which it kind of was a fancy place. Have you ever been to a cigar bar before, you guys? Yeah. Yeah, a couple of you? Okay. Yes, very proud. Yes, I have. It's a fancy place. You wear a tie, you smoke a cigar, fancy place. Well, in the middle of the front row, there's a large group of black people, right? And I mean, like, Atlanta airport amount of black people. A lot of black people. And there's nothing weird about that. Black people are fancy too. I've seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, whatever, I get it. I grew up in the 90s, I'm open-minded. I get it, right? This group though, they're ghetto, they're thugs, gangsters, scary-looking dudes, you know, sitting there at a fancy cigar. So I have to say something when I get up there. I have a big mouth. So the first thing I say when I get on stage is, "Holy shit, I didn't know Newport made cigars." And that's just funny. That's not even racist. That's just funny. Black guy in the front row didn't think so. He's like, "Oh, you ain't gonna be laughing when we drag you out back and shoot you." I was like, "Yeah, because that's gonna help the stereotype." Pretty sure I would rather be known for smoking a brand of cigarettes than for murdering people, but yeah. You guys like to get high?
Yeah.
You guys like to party? I like to get high. You ever go to work high? Yeah, of course you have. Look at you, right? Yeah. I went to work high. Went to my boss. Was like, "Hey, you can't come to work high." And I was like, "Well, I'm here, so you're wrong." Totally go to work high. It ain't that hard, right? You know. And I used to make sandwiches for a living. What's the harm? Right? You're afraid I'm going to make sandwiches too good or something? Like, who would you rather get a sandwich from? Somebody who's miserable and gets minimum wage and hates his life, or somebody who thinks he's making magic? Now that's a fucking sandwich, man. I should get promoted for that. And I used to work at Jimmy John's. That's right, freaking fast delivery. Try to get you a sandwich in 7 minutes or less, because God forbid some fat cunt should have to go 7 minutes without a sandwich anymore, right? The world might come to an end. Thank God there's a business that caters to fat white people that need food instantly. And I can, yeah, anyone that's ever ordered delivery from Jimmy John's, you're a piece of shit. And Indian people don't tip. I'm just going to say that right now. They don't tip, and they'll make up some bullshit excuse about you misspelled their name on the ticket. And like, really, I don't know how to spell Bangladesh, all right? And you know this. I've seen two consonants next to each other like that. All right, what's going on? Used to work at Jimmy John's. We delivered to the strip clubs too, because there's a lot of strip clubs in that area. Like Cheetahs and Little Darlings and stuff, and the strippers had to call and order the sandwiches themselves, and I like to fuck with them when they did that. Remember one night I had a lady call, I said, "What's the name on your delivery?" And she says, "Ferrari, like the car." And I was like, "Oh, can you spell that?" She couldn't, she was a dumpster. I have to explain this for everybody. She could not spell her own name. No joke. I said, "What's the expiration date on the credit card?" She says, 3 divided by 17. I mean, I was actually kind of impressed that she knew that was also a division sign. I'm pretty sure that's 4th grade math. Good for you, Ferrari. You've been taking night classes. Where you going? Come on, good. I used to date a woman who was a prostitute, and no joke, she owes me $4,000 still. I bailed her out of jail. And I used to have fantasies that she would get hit by a truck driver one night when she was on the side of the road working, and I would go to her grave every year, just like Joe DiMaggio did with Marilyn Monroe, and I'd put a flower there, and people would say, "Why do you do that, Joe? Why do you come here every year?" And I'd say, "I'm just making sure she's still down there. I'm just making sure she hasn't clawed her way back out from hell." I like to get high. I remember the other day I got high and I had to stop. I was thinking, if 9/11 had happened on 4/20, do you think we would have forgotten by now? You guys do the internet dating out there? Huh? Our time over here? No? Okay with you. Huh? Farmers only cowboy hat, right? Huh? They probably wouldn't let them on that one. They should just call that dating site whites only, right? Because that's a fucking, they're southern racists. Act like you're, what? No, of course they do. They should call that one cousins only. I used to do the internet dating because I looked like Boots the Monkey from Dora the Explorer, and it's very embarrassing. The way it works is you put a picture up, and then you have to put like a witty catchphrase to get people to click on your ugly picture. I saw this girl, her catchphrase was "Take my breath away." I clicked on it, she was 400 pounds. Yeah. So apparently she just wanted me to take her up a flight of stairs. Like shit, sounds like a cheap date to me, right? Yeah. No, I don't give a shit. As long as there's an orifice that's willing to accept me, we're gonna work out for a long time, you know? She was delusional though. She thought she was good looking. She thought she was gonna be an actress or a model one day. It's like, really, what movie do you think you're gonna be in, huh? She's like, oh, I'm gonna be in the next Twilight movie. I'm gonna be a sexy vampire. I had to break this, like, babe, you can never be in a vampire movie because you don't have a neck. It's completely all right to laugh at that joke. She's not here tonight or anything, all right? Even if she was here, what's the worst that would happen? Was she going to get so offended that she goes home and tries to kill herself but fails because the rope snaps because she's too heavy? Like, really? I wish she was here. How's that? Huh? You know they have a dating site for people with STDs? Just looking around to see who nodded at that. They do. They have a dating site for people with STDs, and yeah. You all right? You're excited? You're like, yes, I'm gonna go. Finally, yeah, that's right. Yeah, or it's gone by now. Yeah. They do, and on the site, it's funny, I used to be a member of the site, not because I had an STD, but because I would use that site to cross-reference other dating websites, right? It's very, very brilliant. If you're online, you should do that and save yourself a trip to the doctor, you know? Because on the site, people would say things like, they'll say, I have HIV or I have herpes, which makes sense, you don't want to give that to somebody who doesn't have it. That's what the site's for, right? But then people would also say things like, I have chlamydia or I have gonorrhea. Which is weird because those are both curable diseases, right? It's like, you know the $40 you spent subscribing to the site, you could have just fixed yourself up. Like, you didn't have to change your life because of that. But apparently somebody was just that lazy. They're like, fuck it, I got gonorrhea from now on. I'm just gonna join a club and everything. It'll be great. People ask me if I'm afraid of getting AIDS because I get blowjobs from trannies and stuff. And like I talked about earlier, that's a joke. But, supposedly. And I don't give a shit. People think, they ask me if I'm going to get, I forgot where I'm at in the joke. Hold on. Sometimes people ask me if I'm going to, are you afraid of getting AIDS? No. Because I don't know if you know this, folks. You can't get AIDS unless you get tested. All this time they thought it was intravenous drug use or unsafe sex. No, just don't get tested. You'll grow old and die what people assume is pneumonia. And you can maintain your dignity. But unfortunately, there is no honor in dying from AIDS. And there should be, right? Because if you have AIDS, you fucking earned it, right? If you have AIDS, you were doing something awesome, right? You're doing some cool drugs, you're fucking some awesome women. Either way, you got a story to tell, right? It's not like cancer. What's your story with cancer? You got AIDS. It's like, yeah, I did some heroin. I fucked a prostitute without a condom. That's a good story, right? What's your story with cancer? I was standing in front of a microwave, like, ooh, the real shame your life's gonna be cut short, seeing as how you enjoyed it so much. I apologize if anyone has cancer in here. But if you do, you have better coping skills than the rest of us. It's just part of it. Good. I take it on. lot of people think I'm an atheist because I look like a hipster faggot. And, you know, everyone else just kind of laughed at that. You really laughed at that. And that hurts. That cuts deep. I was kidding, you were serious. No, I know what I look like. I'm not an atheist, though. A lot of people think I'm not. I've done enough mushrooms in this life to know that God is real. God is real, and he lives in a lamp at the Hilton in Dallas, Texas. And I don't know much else about him, but I know that's 100% true. I also know that I'm not an atheist because the other day I got stuck in traffic for 2 hours after eating at Roberto's. And, yeah, your faith gets tested very quickly in that situation. I found myself praying to every god that ever existed. Buddha, Loki, Thor, anybody. So long as I don't shit myself, I will start going to church every fucking Sunday. You know what? I didn't shit myself. Yeah. So there must be a God. Now I gotta go to church or I might spontaneously short myself. So, terrible bind I put myself in. I was actually raised Catholic because my parents are gullible. And I turned 15. I read the Bible. You guys read the Bible? Probably not if you're Christian, but... But it's true. You go to church, you don't have to read it, right? Cliff notes. In the Bible, there's a talking donkey, there's a talking snake, and there's a giant. And I read that and I was like, wait a minute, this is basically the movie Shrek. I guess Jesus would then be the gingerbread man. Just not as fast. Yeah, because they catch, I don't want to ruin it if you haven't read it, but they catch Jesus at the end. He's coming back. He's supposed to be coming back. He's supposed to be a sequel. Or a reboot. What do they reboot Jesus? I was raised Catholic. I had to go to church every Sunday, and then my parents got divorced, and they realized they were going to hell anyway, so fuck it, let's sleep in, right? And I had to stop going to church. Weird with their religion. I saw on Facebook somebody posted and said, what if Jesus had been aborted? They're like some sort of anti-abortion protest thing. So what if Jesus had been aborted? I was like, that's a terrible argument, because he'd have just grown back 3 days later. And I read the Bible, that was one of his powers. He could have totally survived it, right? It's like rock, paper, scissors. Jesus beats coat hanger every day of the week. Pretty sure. He's not such a mighty God if he couldn't, so. A lot of people get offended. That's a pro-Jesus joke, don't misunderstand that. And one night some guy, how dare you, Jesus died for your sins, boy. Jesus died for your sins, which is nice. No one asked him to do that, though, right? Isn't that a bit much to do something without being asked and expect the whole world to owe you for it? It's like if Jesus showed up in my apartment and started redecorating furniture, and he was like, "Hey, you owe me $200." I'd be like, "Holy shit, you really are a Jew." That's a good. That's your daughter? Both? Or just one? Okay. Just that one?
I'm a visitor.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Best friends? Okay. Sure.
They're tapestry buddies.
Okay. You came out drinking with your mom? Are you dad anywhere? Dad? Wait, is this like a... Oh, happy birthday! Oh, shit, yeah! You got like a comedy. Did you know there's going to be comedy? Oh, look at this. You just came to get drunk and forget your family here, and you got a free show. Well, there you go. How old? 53. Jesus. Gilligan? How old is Gilligan? 50. You got, I think you're the oldest fuck in here tonight. Where you go? You got a beat? Oh. Well, sweet. Everyone wish this guy a happy birthday. Very cool. Well, I hope that we we've done good, and we've got everyone nice and drunk, so maybe later you'll get laid or something. Right? Don't cover your ears. I know she's your kid, but maybe they'll get you a baby brother or sister. Huh? I won't make it uncomfortable. Anyone else here with a family member? What the fuck is going on tonight? Family night at the old school brewing company? What's going on? Who's family back there?
My mother.
Your mother? Okay. Yeah, your sisters, but you two aren't related, right? Okay, that would be weird. Okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't figured out what race they are. That might be part of their culture. Well, can I ask what the races are over there?
Mexican, Filipino.
I knew it was a mix. All right, because my radar wasn't spot on. That's very clever. That's like camouflage. That's like a weird, like a digital camouflage where just the pattern your eye can't see. Very smart. Mexicans hang out with Filipinos, and they'll be very ambiguous, very light-skinned Filipinos, and people are like, you're right. Yeah, right. There you go. Very cool. I'm gonna get out of here in a little bit, but I'm gonna get a picture of you guys for my blog. Everyone's doing blogs now. Everybody say, I can't get everyone, I'm sorry. Everybody say, no. Everybody gets together. All right, everybody say comedy. Comedy. Good, all right. It's going on my blog. Caption will read, last audience to see me before I killed myself. I do, I think about killing myself a lot. Thank you, Belle. Yeah. I'll make sure to leave you something. I'll leave a box for you when I'm gone. Be a box of pictures. They'll be like my mom and dad from their wedding. And hey, what's going on, everybody? I think about killing myself a lot. That's the joke. I used to. I don't really anymore, but I say that so I can do this joke. I used to. I don't like people very much. I always thought if I killed myself, there'd be one less human being on the planet. And then I thought about that, and it really is just one, less human being out of 8 billion. It's not really making a difference. And that's when I realized suicide is like recycling. It really doesn't do anything unless you can get everyone to do it together. Right, it's a nice gesture, but you're not accomplishing anything, right? Like, no. Has haven't been that low yet? Well, I'm in a good place here. We toast for a birthday, gentlemen, and everybody. Here we go. Here's to lesbians and virgins. Thanks for nothing. I gotta leave in a second. I'll do a few more and then I'm done. I'm gone. I'm gonna go home and I'd watch Daredevil on Netflix. When I was 22 years old, I had an affair with a 42-year-old woman because I'm fucking awesome and Craigslist makes things happen, right? And this is a true story, 100% true. She was 42, I was 22. The sex was amazing. I didn't have to worry about getting her pregnant, because fucking 40, her ovaries had fewer eggs than the blind kid's Easter basket. Like we were good to go. We were good to go. Or so I thought. Yes. And we actually ended up having a pregnancy scare, which is very awkward and unusual when you're 20 years apart from each other, And I always thought my whole life that I was pro-choice until I was actually faced with that situation, and that's when I realized I don't want her to have a fucking choice. I want her to have to get the abortion. Turns out I'm in a very different group of people. I actually have an idea for a thing that they should invent. It's called an abortion voucher. Here's how it works. And just stay with me. Don't get all clammy. is an abortion voucher. Let's say you fuck a woman, you get her pregnant. You can buy this thing called an abortion voucher. It costs as much as an abortion, right? You write your name on it, you write her name on it, you keep the white copy, you give her the pink copy, right? And she can cash that in to pay for the abortion, or she can get the money and use that to pay for Pampers or whatever the fuck she wants, right? But if she does that, she cannot sue you for child support, because if she does, you just hold up your white copy and you say, no, judge, I opted out. I realize this was a fucking mistake, all right? No? All right. Abortion's a touchy subject, I get it, right? Some people get offended. Don't get it, if you're against it, just don't get one. But everybody else, get one. Even if you're just in the middle, just, you know. Let me just put it, your parents loved you when you were little. And look at how you turned out. I mean, you guys are cool as shit. Any rocket scientists in here? No? Exactly. So what's your kid gonna grow up to do, right? Work at fucking Walmart or something, right? So, just saying. Forego the child and pursue pleasure in another field. I'm fucking with you. I don't care. I have kids who don't give a shit. I'm gonna be dead in a few weeks anyway. I'm working on a movie right now, though, to raise awareness. It's about a female boxer whose coach performs an abortion on her. It's called $400 Baby. You see, it's kind of like $1 Million Baby, except instead of dying at the end of this movie, Hilary Swank gets her life back. You get it? She'd have to raise a fucking baby. Baby. Good. I'm sorry, I apologize if there's any like single moms in the audience or something. This is, I don't know, what part of town are we on? West side? Something? There's a lot of single moms out here. Okay. If you're a single mom and you were offended by that joke, I apologize, but maybe next time have higher standards for who you let come inside of you. It's not my fault. It's not my fault you make bad life choices. Make better decisions. You can enjoy these jokes instead of being offended by them, right? It's true. Like, single moms are off limits for some reason. Like fat people. What? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's your fault. You know, if you're a single mom, it's 100% your own fault, unless you were raped. But even then, you could have taken a karate class or something, right? Like, you didn't have to be a victim. All right. I'm taking a karate class right now. It's a women's karate class. And I'm taking it that way I know which moves to expect. Yeah. Now I'm all ready for when I go out raping. Yeah. I'm not really going to go out raping, all right? Don't get all weird about it, okay? And if I was, I wouldn't be so cavalier about it. When I borrow that, put on my best raping hat when I go into town, do some raping. Here's a question. Does anyone know what a rape whistle sounds like? We don't, right? Isn't that weird? Shouldn't we all know? Otherwise, how do they fucking work, right? How do you know if you hear one? Does it just sound like a regular whistle? Do you just hear one and think someone's playing basketball outside? Like, what if you get raped at a basketball game? Yeah. They just think you're calling a foul or something, you know? Which I guess you kind of are, right? But all right, it's my big closer. I'm gonna get out of here. Where are you going?
I gotta go. All right.
What did you say? You said you have to fart?
No, I'm here.
That's what I heard.
No, I had to pee. I'm here.
Oh, well, okay, hold it. I'm doing my big closer. Big closer. You don't want to miss this. You'll be peeing and then you'll be like laughing. Like you ever pee and then you like get the shiver? It's like that, but worse. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do my last joke real quick so this guy can go pee. You guys have been really fun. Thanks. Have I filled my contractually obligated amount of time? All right. Here we go. They say the formula for comedy is tragedy plus time equals comedy. Disagree. I believe the formula is tragedy plus pie equals comedy. As in a pie in the face. Because, like, the Holocaust was terrible. But if they had thrown pies in all the Jews' faces before they killed them, you would have to laugh every time they showed it on the History Channel. Just leads me to believe that any terrible thing can be made funny if you preface it with a pie in the face, right? Because, like, rape isn't generally a funny subject, as we all found out earlier, right? But if you went home tonight and turned on the local news and saw a story about a serial rapist whose signature is that he throws a pie in his victim's face to match the one that he leaves in their twat, you could not in good faith turn that man in because it's funny. The Pied Piper, they call it. You couldn't turn that guy in, right? Proves the point. It's not rape if it's funny, right? Because if you rape a girl and she laughs at you in the middle of it, who's the real victim? That's all I'm saying. Thank you very much. Good night.
Keep it going for Joe Caliz. For a long time. He's so funny. He makes you laugh at things that you don't want to laugh at. He's the best. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, we appreciate it so much. You guys are amazing for hanging out for the whole show. Keep drinking. Keep eating. The beer's amazing. Like, hang out for a while. Get hammered. It's your birthday. You better have like 5 more of those, like minimum. Yeah, that's the way to do it. A couple little announcements before we go here, guys. I don't know if you noticed, there's a camera there. We've been filming this whole thing. It's going up on YouTube. If you ever have anything you need filmed for any reason, even if it's a little risque, if you're doing something weird, please contact our guy. Worldwide Broadcasting Corporation. His website is www.dbcorpcorp.com. Just in case you have something like that. Also, we're sponsored by Denny's, which I know sounds a little strange, but that's true. You're gonna get hammered, you're gonna get super drunk. Where's the place you want to go when you're drunk? Denny's. That's where you go after you drink a lot of alcohol. So do that, hit Denny's at 3 a.m. on your way home. And also Dealer's Choice on Spring Mountain. It's not too far from here. So that's his place apparently. She patted you on the shoulder and said, that's your place. I don't know how much of an alcoholic you are, sir, but you didn't even see me pointing at you. But if we close down here and you still need a drink, go to Dealer's Choice on Spring Mountain. And so thank you guys again for coming. I just want to say one more time, thank you to all our comics, because they were so amazing. We had Phillip White, great, Matthew Dorman, John Gilligan, Geoff Grant, and our headliner Joe Caliz. I am Jason Halpin. Thank you guys so much. We do this every other week. So go back in 2 weeks and see some more comedy.